Peace and blessings to everybody out there. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are blessed, and I hope you guys are, steadfast and praying and reading and getting closer to the Father as you possibly can. I just wanted to come on here and share with you guys another vision that I had, and excuse me for the head wrap. I hope that's not bothering anybody, but I just had to say that. I don't mean to, but my head look all crazy, so I'm gonna keep it on right now. But anyways, yeah, I have to share this vision. This is one vision, and I was reading the book of Joel, and it literally is synonymous, or should I say, it literally sums up exactly the vision that I've had. Well, this specific vision. And I prophesied about this in a previous video, which was like a month ago, where I said that martial law and war, famine, as well as pestilence, that stuff is coming, and it is because, like I said, a lot of people believe that this is somewhere later on in the future that's to come. But I'm here to tell you that it's closer than what you think. It really, really, really is. Just go and do research, and you can look at all the calamities that's happening all over the world, literally. And there hasn't been this amount of calamities happening simultaneously all over the world, and it's happening more than once. It's every day, actually. Every day there's something new around the world. And the mass media is not going to cover these stories, especially because they want you to, of course, we already know that they manipulate everything, so they want you to focus on stuff that's going to keep your attention, diverted from knowing that these are plagues from the Most High that He is sending upon the nations. And, as long as we continue to be so codependent on the system to give us an explanation, to dignify these phenomenons, as they call it, then we're not really truly walking in faith. We're not really truly walking in the spirit, like we're supposed to, or like some of us claim that we are. Because you're dependent on your government, you're depending on these world leaders, these commissioners, and they're not giving you anything. And it's obvious because pretty soon, you know, which is obvious to be expected, is that you have a lot of the populace who knows that something isn't right. You know what I mean? It's a natural instinct. They sense that something isn't right because there's been a halt. This system that the people have made, this system where, like I said, the people make the world go round. The people who have made this world go round, they see exactly that it has been brought to a halt. And that is where civil unrest will come in, because these are the same people who have been so codependent on the system to dignify everything for them, and they're not giving them the truth because they can see behind the bullcrap. And these are some of the same people who are going to be, who are deceived, and when it's really time, what I mean, they're not going to be able to stand. Their hearts are going to be failing them because they are not prepared. They didn't prepare themselves. So yeah, this is something that's serious, and I gotta stress, to you guys that this is really serious. You shouldn't be sitting up there spending your stimulus money on clothes and shoes. They want you to go out there and go and shop. You know what I mean? You need to buy you some food. You need to buy you some gear. Get you some walkie-talkies. Get you something that you're going to need, because I'm telling you. Let me say this. I'm gonna stop that. Okay? I'll say that for after I'm done with this. because I don't want to make a long video, but I'm going to tell you this dream that I had. And this was 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I had this dream, and this is backed up in scripture. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna read it to you as well after I finish the vision. But let me tell you this dream. I had this dream 8 years ago, and um, I was in my bed, and I know it was in the middle of the night because I could tell. It felt like it. I was in a dead sleep. It was in the middle of the night, and like I said, I told you guys before that the Most High showed me that it happens between the hours of like 2 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock a.m. Okay, so somewhere like that, because it's where everybody's going to be in a tranquilized, idle state. So that's the best time to sneak up on your enemy. Okay, they know all the blind spots in your house, you know, and they know all the hot spots. And the hot spots is where you're going to be sleeping at or dwelling at. Idle. Okay? But in this dream, I woke up literally out of my bed. And it was almost as if like I woke up like a second before it started happening. A second before it started happening. Like right when that second that I woke up and jumped up, it was happening. You know, there was helicopters everywhere. These chariots everywhere. Flying everywhere. There was, you know, there was soldiers in the street everywhere. Literally. At every house. At every house. They were pulling people up out of the house. They were shooting some people on sight. You know, and this helicopter threw down this, like it leveled down in my yard. It leveled down this rope. And it was, what was attached to it was like this package, this huge like package. It was bigger than this, but it was like this huge package, like maybe a little inches bigger. It was packed with these blue pills, and I don't know why. Okay, but I took one of these pills. Okay, and then literally, it was almost as if like, now here's the thing: I never went in the house to get anything, nothing like that. It was like immediately I woke up, I went outside, but none of them were coming to my house. None of them were in my gate or anything like that. But I noticed that I had taken one of those pills, and it was almost as if like it had like transformed me in a way where I was like, you know, I started helping people, but I knew that that was like martial law. I knew that was martial law. I know now that that was martial law. You know what I mean? And I was literally wrangling up people to try to help them escape, because they had, like, these soldiers had people, you know, in single file lines that was, and they were taking them to some place. You know, they were taking them, leading them to some place. I knew they were leading them to destruction because I saw people even getting shot, literally executed. And it was a freaky sight. It really was. It was really freaky. Now, I believe that the pill, I think, represents maybe vaccine. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the pill represents the vaccine. Maybe the pill represents a vaccine. Maybe it represents some form of the mark. I don't know. I'm just saying that. So don't quote me on that. So, but you know, that part of that element of the dream that I had is still, you know, that still confuses me. I'm still like on the fence about that. So, but I know for certain that I saw that. But let me show you. Let me read to you this vision that I had though. And this was recent. This was just literally in April. I had this vision, and it goes like this. It says, "In this vision, I saw a desert. There are trees and patches of bushes everywhere. And in the faint background, I can see a mountainscape surrounding this desert. Then, right next to this tree, I saw a giant bug flying, almost as if it was a huge flying cockroach or beetle. It probably was a beetle, but it could have been a cockroach too. But it was huge, like huge, and I think that that represents like a drone. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Or it could also still represent pestilence, but I believe that it represents a drone. It might or might not. I don't know, but don't quote me on that either. But I'm gonna just finish it, and then I'll get to it. It was just hovering, and then what interrupted its presence was I could see in the faint distance this volcano in company of the mountainscape. This volcano erupts, and then the lava shoots all the way up in the air, comes back down, and starts overflowing all over the craters. It rushed all the way towards my view, but it banked towards its right of the tree, cutting right in front of me. It was then that I came to know that there were a fleet of men, those of which cannot be numbered, lined in order as if they were ready for battle. And it was like they came rushing, like it was like a float, like really fast up out of the volcano, and it was like it of course um, descended down on the craters, and it flowed like rushed, like a wave. It was like a wave, and they came like a fire. They came like a fire, and then they banked at the right towards the tree. The tree being in front of me, they banked that way, and then they were like all aligned and positioned, and this fire was still stemming from them. It was stemming from them, and lined in order as if they were ready for battle. The description of these men were old Western-looking cowboys. Remember, I told you that I had a vision about this Yosemite Sam, and you can go and look at that video too, but I'm not going to go into it. But I just wanted to tell you, but old Western-looking cowboys with flannel shirts and Western hats. They were also on horses. Keep that in mind. Then in the same desert, I saw a tree that was barren, withered, and black looking. And on one of its branches, it had 3 censers, hanging in a triangular tiered position, like this. So you know how my fingers are positioned? So you know how the middle one is here, and then the 2 ring and the index is off center? It was just like this, hanging, like suspended from the branches. These sensors were not providing any smoke, nor did they seem to be active. They had an old-fashioned wooden craft to them, including the harnesses that suspended them. Then, the next day, this is the next day I had a vision. Okay, so, well, let me stop there. Okay, so yes. So in this vision that I just read to you, of course, I told you that I'm literally I don't want to say I'm in, because I don't see myself physically, but I saw literally desert. Like, so the atmosphere was like desolate. And in the distance, I can see a volcano, but there was like this tree, this green tree. And like I said, before I saw the volcano, I witnessed the flying beetle or cockroach. And this thing was huge. You know what I mean? That's why I said that I feel like it represents a drone. But it was so huge, and like it was just hovering by the tree. You know what I mean? Just hovering. It was huge. I can't even tell you how big it was. Like, it was huge. And in the distance, I could see the volcano. And the volcano goes off. The lava splashes all the way up in the air, comes all the way back down, and then literally this wave of lava, which turns into like fire. It started off as lava descending onto the craters, and then it flowed as a wave. And as it flowed as a wave coming towards me, rushing towards me, it was like a flame, like a flame. And then it banked towards the right of the tree, and then I saw the appearance of these horsemen, and they were on fire, like fire was stemming from them. And then I saw this black barren tree, and I knew that that represent death. I knew that that represent death. And then I saw the three censers that was suspended from the branch of the tree in this triangular tiered sort of position, like how my fingers are positioned, where you have one here at the front, but you have the two on the side. It was suspended just like that. Okay? And I'm not trying to throw up any signs or anything like that, so please don't think that I am. But I just have to show you, because it's I know that it's very. I tried to be very descriptive in writing it, so I can try to give you a pictograph in your mind. But yes. So then the next day, this is the reason why I linked these two together, because I'm gonna explain. It says, then the next day I saw the same barren tree with the three censers hanging from it, but only this time I saw the tree mostly. So it's like I saw the tree, the same tree, as I saw in the desert, the desolate desert area, and the three censers hang suspended from the tree branch. So I saw that, the censers, and then it was almost as if like I saw the tree mostly. So I knew it was something about the tree, but the tree I knew represented death, wither, vacant, um, um, uh, opaque, darkness. I knew that that's what it represented. It was just, it had a sorrow sort of feeling to it. And then I see a crop field, okay? Then after I saw this is what I saw next. Then I saw a crop field. So you know how you see a crop field, right? Literally a crop field. And standing off center from it, which was center this way, center which would be the left from my view, um, was a man looking figure with his head down, dressed in these all black disheveled looking clothes. But his visage was blocked by this huge Asian conical hat. Okay, so the Asian conical hat, it's really big. It's like really big. It's circled, and then it's kind of like it has like a little, dome, a pointy like dome, like kind of like a triangle. It's like a flattened triangle. Like if you was to take like this triangle and then flatten it, and then the tip of it is still sticking out. You guys seen it before. Like if you played like Mortal Kombat, you've seen like Kung Lao, I think his name was, the character Kung Lao, who had like the hat that he throw, something like that. I know that that's like an Asian conical hat. I know that, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And but his face was down like this, so I couldn't see his face. His head was down, so I couldn't see his face. And the hat was so big that it was almost as if like I wasn't supposed to see his face. And it says, which was also black. So the hat was black. Everything was black, pure black. The hat was black. Everything, even the clothes, was disheveled. And it says, and then instantly after, it raised its head to reveal its visage. So after its head was down, it literally raised its head to reveal the visage. But it happened so fast, like that. So it was almost as if like it wanted me to see, the visage. Once this happened, I then knew that this was the spirit of death. I knew that that was the spirit of death. And it was freaky looking. Like literally, the spirit of death. It was freaky looking. Okay? So, that's the vision. Now I got some scripture for you. Give me a second. Which one should I do first? Joel. No, I'll say that until after I do this scripture. Oh shoot. Give me a second. Uh, Give me a second. Sorry. All right. So this is Revelation 9 and verse 13. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before Yah, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the horses of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth, and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils, and idols, and gold, and silver, and brass, and stone, and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. And then, let me go to Joel 2, chapter 2, verse 1, starting at verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Most High cometh, for it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Okay? This is what I saw though in the vision. This is what I see clear as day. I see clear as day. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame, of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble, and the sun and the moon shall be dark. And the stars shall withdraw their shining, and the Most High shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that has executed his word. For the day of the Most High is great and very terrible, and who can abide in it? Yes. So yeah, when I read to you this vision, that it's in a desolate place, where it says that where I told you that it was then that I knew that these were a fleet of men, those of which cannot be numbered. Let me get my Bible too. Those of which cannot be numbered. Lined in order as if they were ready for battle. The description of these men were old Western looking cowboys with flannel shirts and western hats. They were also on horses. Joel chapter 2, verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Uh, Revelation 9 and 15 and 16. And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. So that aligns with what I said, or what I saw, not what I said, but what I saw. And let me plug this charger up. So yeah, and all I'm saying is that I'm just revealing to you guys what I've been shown. And like I said, I just keep on saying, and I'm going to keep on saying that, we're in this time. Like, there's not going to be some faraway future. And there's no such thing as a 7-year tribulation. And like I said, I fell for that doctrine too at one point, until I had to do the research for myself. There's no 7-year tribulation. There isn't. It's literally the Great Tribulation is going to last for 42 months, which is what we're in. You know what I mean? And that's what people need to understand. But it hasn't gotten to the point where literally, it's, to me, it's obvious. Like, I understand exactly that we're in the Great Tribulation. I understand it. And there's some people that understand it too. But very few people, are really actually talking about it, because I feel like, it's that scripture that says, "No man knoweth the daytime nor hour," and that's the truth. No man knoweth, I'm not claiming to know it, but I'm just saying that the signs are all there, and I'm telling you that I had visions 8 years ago about the destruction of Babylon. Like I said, it was just like a tsunami, a tsunami tidal wave of prophetic dreams that I was having 8 years ago, that of which I couldn't understand. I didn't think. And then you fast forward to today, 2020, and I'm still having some dreams, but I'm having more visions than I am dreams, or at least dreams that I can remember. And the visions are every day, and I'm having them more than once every day. You know what I mean? To the point where it's literally, it's uncomfortable. Like trying to do something, and then literally I get hit with a vision. You know what I mean? And then sometimes it's like a flow. I can even be praying, and then literally immediately the Most High will show me something. It's not fun, knowing that. But with that being said, since we're in Joel, let me read this. It says, Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Most High, your Elohim, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed. 28 says, And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. 29, And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of the Most High come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Most High shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Most High hath said, and in the remnant whom the Most High shall call. That's right. And you can go and read Revelation, actually, to back all this up. This is amazing that this is here. You know what I mean? So, we're in this time. We're in this time. So what we need to be doing is this, in this time. I'm just telling you, what we need to be doing is this. Verse 12 in chapter 2, Joel. Therefore also now, saith the Most High, turn ye even to me, with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, And rend your heart and not your garments, and turn unto the Most High your Elohim, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repented him of the evil. Who knoweth if he will return and repent, and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and a drink offering unto the Most High your Elohim? Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a solemn assembly. Gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children, and those that suck the breast. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and bride out of her closet. Let the priests, the ministers of the Most High, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, Spare thy people, O Father, and give not thine heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, Where is your God? They will, then will the Most High be jealous for his land, and pity his people. Yea, the Most High will answer and say unto his people, Behold, I will send you a corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savour shall come up, because he hath done great things. Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for the Most High will do great things. Be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring. For the tree beareth her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in the Most High your Elohim, for he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain and the latter rain in the first month. And the floors shall be full of wheat, and the vats shall overflow with wine and oil. And I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten, and the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. And ye shall eat in plenty, and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Most High, your Yah, that hath dealt wondrously with you, and my people shall never be ashamed. That's what I'm talking about. This is what we have to, believe in. The coming of the Most High. The coming of the Most High. You know? And this is the time that we're in. I'm telling you, you can go and do research. I'll upload a few more videos. I'll copy and paste a few more videos in the description box just to show you like what's happening all over the world. And then you can go and look up, a lot of articles and stuff like this. But it's all there, you know what I mean? And the Great Tribulation is only going to last for 42 months. And people don't even understand that we're in it. And, I believe that the last year is going to be the worst, because that's when Satan is really, going to bring out everything in his arsenal. And that's coming. He's going to whip out everything in his arsenal that he possibly can, because he knows that he has but a short time. And that's what people need to realize, So don't be caught by, lies, deceit in this hour. You need to be fasting. You need to be praying. I'm telling you, you really do. We all do. Every last one of us needs to. And then, like I said, I'm not claiming to know the daytime nor hour, but I'm telling you that we are in this great tribulation. We are. We are. I don't care what anybody says. It's not something that's going to happen 8 years from now. Because 8 years from now, this ain't even going to be here. I'm just keeping it real. 8 years from now, this mess ain't even going to be here. It ain't going to be here 8 years from now. I'm just keeping it real. I don't care. You can call me crazy, whatever. They already calling me crazy. You know what I mean? So it won't be any different. It won't be any different. But I'm telling you, this is the time of repentance. People of the Most High. Those who have been redeemed by Yehoshua HaMashiach. We need to stand up in this hour, and we need to be, like I said, fasting once again, praying and supplicating, and asking him to have mercy on us and to spare us, because when these plagues really start hitting, what you have to pray for mercy, because the thing is that you're going to see these plagues hit people that you love. And you don't want them hitting you. And chances are, you know, well, the reality is that if you seal the plagues, they're not going to touch you no way. But, you don't want to be near somebody who literally is cursed. And those plagues are going to land upon them. You know what I mean? You don't. Because that's going to just be a conflict of it's just going to be a conflict. And it's a compromise. And that's the thing that you don't want. So I just had to share that. I don't really too much have anything else to say but that. But I hope that you guys. I'm trying to see if I should read this last chapter. Read chapter 3. Joel chapter 3. Oh, sometimes I just laugh because I'm just like, wow, the Most High has a sense of humor. I'm telling you, and I'm not saying that in disrespect, but I'm saying it because it's like, wow, he know how to show up and show out. He really do. He know how to show up and show out. And and people, in today society, they just don't know. They really just don't know. They don't know. They just don't. And I just want to say this too for encouragement for the Most High's people. Us who's being persecuted. Um, it's a blessing that this is happening. You know what I mean? Although we've gone through so much pain. You know what I mean? Pain that you know people can't even imagine. We've been going through so much pain, and a lot of us are still going through it. And I just want to say, no matter how hard it gets, you just have to steadfast, stay in the faith, because I'm going to tell you something. This is a beauty. This is a beauty because the fact that we were chosen and called up out of Babylon says a lot. That there was something in us that, the Father saw that made us enough, worthy enough, I would say, microscopic, microscopically worthy enough to be sealed. And the reason why these people hate us is because, once again, this is a system, a lattice that's in effect and has been in effect for centuries. And even throughout Scripture, as you see, even the prophets and the people who have been followers of the Most High, people who have been followers of Yehoshua Mashiach, of the gospel as a whole, they have been considered glitches in the system. And that's what we are. We're nothing more. We're no different than them. We're glitches in the system. You know what I mean? This wicked system. And whenever you have a glitch in the system, already you know that that's a flaw. It's a flaw because from the beginning it's a wicked system that was founded upon sin. That was founded upon wickedness. It's founded upon death. So how could it flourish? There's no life in it. You know what I mean? There's no life. But like I said, people keep the system in flux and they keep it circulating as long as they continue to consume. And as long as they continue to give praise and worship to this beast. This is what keeps it, in a flux, and this is what gives it ownership over us, and it becomes very territorial. And us and I'm gonna stop calling us targeted individuals because I feel like they created that name too. You know what I mean? We just the Most High's people, and we are. But we're glitches in their system. And whenever you have a glitch, that's a problem. Because the system cannot flourish if you have glitches. It's too much distortion. You know what I mean? It's way too much distortion. And that's a problem for them, because they know when you have way too many glitches in the system, then that means that the system is flawed, it's heavily flawed, and it's soon to be destroyed. It is. So the generation after generation, these people, who are indwelt by devils, have figured out ways to try to reinvent themselves for the next generation to come by, creating this highly advanced technology to sort of push civilization into, the future. And that's what it is. This is about to be destroyed, and they know it. Satan knows it. He knows it. He knows it. And it's a beauty. This is a beautiful time. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? And I hate to sound repetitive, but I just have to keep on saying that. So I am happy to be a glitch in a system that was flawed from the beginning, because it was never meant to happen in the first place. So this is a beautiful time, and I just say, we gotta endure it until the end, and we gotta steadfast, and pray. We gotta fast, and we gotta be able to um, to show support to each other. We really do, and pray for each other. And that's who I pray for. I pray for everybody who's the elect, everybody whose name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life is who I'm praying for. Because everybody else, what I'm going to pray for from people whose names is not written in the Lamb's Book of Life. I said this before. I don't know specifically who is. I can't point them out, but I can most certainly say I'm praying for the ones whose names is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. And there's nothing wrong with me saying that, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that's going to be spared. They're the ones at the end of the day that I'm praying for. And I'm not wrong by saying that. I'm not wrong. But that's all I had to say. I had to get on here and tell you guys that I'll be on here again just to share some more visions and dreams. And that's about it. I love y'all. Stay prayed up. And may the Most High bless you in the mighty name of Yahushua Mashiach. I'm out.